All right, good morning, traders. I'm watching the SPY right here, right out the gate, just to see if it's going to sell off and dump. It had a little pullback in pre-market. But we may be having another pretty good pullback today on the overall markets. If it can't hold up here. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on it all throughout the day here. Good morning, Doc Trader. Morning, Jersey Flyer. I'm not in any hurry to jump into anything today, just to be honest with you. Look, this 336 area is starting to crack. Because I'm more concerned with the overall markets today than I am anything else. There is some possible decent trades today. LUB getting pretty good volume. Got some resistance at $2. What's up, Kofi? Good morning. I haven't seen you in a while. How you been, Kofi? Looks like it's going to break 2 here. Yeah, it just started breaking 2. If I get in anything, it's probably going to be a quick scalp. But like I said, I'm not in a hurry today to really get into anything because I'm more concerned with the overall market than I am making a trade. I also don't have a ton of funds available today from all those scalps I did Friday. First day of school. Nice. Is it all online school, or how are you going to actual classes? If anybody's interested in any mid cap or larger cap stocks, NKLA, General Motors just took stake and then today, and it's jumped up $10 in pre-market, so this possibly could be an interesting play. But like I said, the overall market, I'm kind of keeping an eye on. I want to see if it's going to rebound from here or if we're going to be dumping out. Because here's my thoughts, and this is why I'm kind of focused on this. With the election coming up so close and all the uncertainty that lies with this election, I don't know how much more the market is going to be pushing up. I would say investors are probably going to be getting a little antsy with all that going on, and we may either dump and go sideways until after the election, or we may slowly kind of curl down and go sideways until the election. But there's some concerns with the market dumping. See, LUB got held up at that $2 mark. Yeah, that candle pulled back. See, this is why I'm not in a hurry to jump in anything. But we do have a decent little trend line forming, so we'll keep an eye on that. There's a lot of PR this morning, but like I said, I kind of don't know what to expect today. See, BBI is starting to pop up here. Yeah, LUB does look, I mean, it's just way up here in the middle. It's kind of in no man's land right now. That's the only thing that concerns me about it. I mean, you had a pretty big gap up, so you really don't have a ton of support. Well, it's got some support right where it's at, though. 168, there's some candles, but you're going to have a lot of resistance in these areas. At $2 is tough. 210, probably 215, 230, 220, 235. So I mean, you got a lot of resistance on the way up, but it's not the best looking daily chart for sure. So I'll say I'm not rushing to jump into anything today. See a lot of stuff dropping. Solo released first photos and videos from their assembly line, but it's fallen too. Let's see, the SPY looks like it may rebound a little bit. I don't know. It's still too early to tell what it's gonna do. Let's see, BBI getting held up at that downtrend still. Got a lot of resistance at 110. Pre-market highs at 105. So I mean, still, even if you do get it in this at the break of this downtrend, you still got a lot of resistance ahead. Yeah, well, there's quite a bit of PR. There's just no volume in any of the stocks that have PR. Like PIXY, they got a partnership, no volume. Ears, they got a development drug, whatever, no volume. BMRG, several different press releases about an agreement that they have, no volume. Solo is kind of dumping, but really not a lot of volume on it either. So I mean, there's a good bit of PR. There's just no volume on those plays. And LUB with its volume, and like I said, on a higher cap stock, NKLA has GM taking stake in their company, but you can see it's selling off too. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm watching the overall market, because I think this uncertainty right here, this possible drop that we may have, as if it cracks below this 335, this 334.87 low here, then it's probably going to dump. Probably have another big red day candle like this. So it may just be a day to try to scalp something if you're looking for a trade. But like I said, I'm not in any hurry to jump in anything today. Just too much uncertainty. Nothing crazy really going on out the gate so far. WKHS. Let's see what it's doing. Oh yeah. Yeah, see, that's what I was telling you guys last week. When it popped out of this triangle, there was a good chance that it was going to go on another decent run, or maybe even a run like this. So that would have been a pretty good swing trade. Because this was a beautiful consolidation triangle. So it's still a WKHS offer, but that's a nice run. It's a really nice run so far. 18 up to 21. So far, LUB is trying to hold this support area here. Now let's see. SPY may be starting to dump. Oh. It looks like the SPY may dump here. It's getting real weak. Yeah, we're hitting a new low here. That's what I was thinking. This is exactly why I wanted to watch this. Let's see if this low can hold up. The 50-day is at 332, but I don't know if that's enough to hold it up. I think if it doesn't bounce here, I think it comes all the way back down to 323, which would be a pretty significant move. I don't know if it'll go that low today, but probably in the next couple of days. We'll see. With the SPY dumping there, everything will probably start dropping a little bit. Yeah, you can see LUB started cracking. And BBI having a pretty good pullback there. And even Workhorse. See, this is why I didn't want to jump in anything right out the gate. Because I knew if the SPY dumped, it was going to bring everything down. Yeah, everything is looking rough. LUB is still trying to hold this support though. If it can hold this support, there may be something there, but we may have ourselves a dump fest. You can see this might crack 334 soon. Yeah, I mean it's gonna have to be a good setup for me. I'm not gonna jump in anything willy-nilly this week. It's gonna have to be like really good setup because it is a sketchy week. This is what I was concerned about. Now, I mean, at this point, this could just be, it could possibly be a little healthy pullback in the market. But if it starts dropping any lower, because, I mean, if you just look, this one, that was a pretty good pullback. That was the March pullback there that kind of started the pandemic pullback, the big drop. And then on the rebound, there hasn't been too many big sell-offs. There's a few, but not quite that, not as big as this initial one. And this one is starting to look like this one. I'll blow it up a little bit more so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. But you see it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles in a row of red in the SPY, starting with a couple of big candles, and we just started with a couple of big candles. So if we get another red day, another red close in the markets today, we could be having another one of these until election. Now I don't think it'll pull back down to this low, but probably somewhere in this 260 range if it is gonna be another big drop in the market. Did rebound a little bit there, but we'll see what happens. Usually, let me go back to SPY real quick. Usually, during election, like right before like 2 months before election years, there's usually a little bit of a pullback. So we go back to 2016, it was last election, and you can see right through here, pullback on the SPY until the election, and then after the election, the market runs back up. That was 2016, so then the next one would have been 2012. And you can see same thing right there before election years. There's always a dip and kind of a sideways movement. So that's why I'm kind of not expecting too much out of the overall markets. We did get a doji star on LUB holding up the support. There could be something. Could be something here. Look at the heat map. Oh, I guarantee the heat map is red. Oh yeah, yeah. This looks like it looked back in March. So we may be having quite a pullback. I mean, this is a bloodbath right here. This is ugly. Yeah, there's only like one or two stocks that are green in all of this map. Oof. Yikes. So the rally may be over until after election. That's kind of my prediction. Is I don't think we're going to be moving up very much until after the election at this point. Now, the penny stock market will still have, small caps and stuff will still have day trades here and there. Day trades, you don't really have to worry too much about the markets. The only time they kind of affect it is when the overall market's having a really quick move like this, a quick drop. But if it settles out and starts going sideways, there could still be some day trades. So we got a little bit of the downtrend figured out here. Mess this line up. But like I said, there's a lot of resistance ahead of this. Even if it does come back up, it did find support there, but see on the 1 minute it's getting held up at the downtrend. See, if it starts breaking 190, it might break the downtrend, but there's a lot of sellers at 190. Yeah, the heat map is definitely set. Your quotes. Are you talking about on your scanners? Or are you using market cap instead of shares? Because I use shares, if that's what you're talking about. I don't search by market cap. Yeah, so I use shares, and the reason being is because market cap is going to calculate the stock price, and because penny stocks usually move extremely fast up or down, you don't really have an honest market cap value with these stocks. So I just use shares on the scanner, and then I just put it under 70 million because you want the lower float market caps. I mean, most of the penny stocks that are going to move are going to be low float. They're going to be under 70 million. Yeah, no problem, man. You could probably use market cap. I've never tried that, but like I said, with market cap, it's hard to get an honest scan with those. Because if a stock happens to have ran pre-market really high in price, then you might not show up on your scanner because it may be higher than the market cap parameter that you set, and that just might not. That's probably not anywhere near what the actual market cap should be. Hmm. Now, my concern would be you might miss some stocks on your scans by using that. Boy, everything is red today. See, WKHS just did rebound a little bit after that big dump there. We got a pretty big, heavy candle there. See, we got a really low float penny stock here popping up. It's done ran from 45 to 75. That's a 30-cent move. That's pretty quick. 100 days at 75 though. No PR. So this is probably a pump and dump. And we may already miss the move on it. That's probably the move. And DTSS popping up, but no PR there. So NKLA is doing NKLA with a possible U shape. If it breaks 46 here, which looks like it might try to do, it could start moving. Actually, you got a downtrend on it though at the moment too. So yeah, actually 46. Yeah, I mean if it starts breaking this area right here, that very well could start moving. Keep an eye on LUB if it starts breaking two, I may go 50 shares. I may take a shot. But I just don't think it's gonna run that hard if it does. I don't know, it may not be worth it to do that. And Workhorse getting a nice rebound. Okay, so SPY rebounding a little bit. If the SPY closes where this candle looks this small, if it doesn't dump any more than this, we got this downtrend here, but if it could stay in this little, has a little tiny red candle, it may start rebounding tomorrow possibly, but I don't know. This is, like I said, the election is the thing that has me questioning. I'm gonna take a shot on LUB here, see if it breaks 2. It's pushing up towards 2. It's not the best day though to be going for breakouts. So this may turn around on me. Don't want to see this candle close like this. If it doesn't push back up, maybe it may get ugly. You can see we're still getting hung up at the downtrend. Some selling right there at that 197, 198, all the way up to 2 has got a lot of selling. Got 12 seconds. I want to see this 5-minute candle close over 190 because that was old resistance. Yeah, that was a good strong close. We may break 2 here. Oh, we are starting to break 2. And breaking that downtrend a little bit. We're running into resistance at 205. Like I said, there's a lot of resistance ahead of this. 205. I think that was pre-market high. Yeah, 205 was pre-market high. Then we got 209 on this new high a day. And then 215, 225. It's going to be a resistance all the way up. Say my first price target will be 215. If it can get up to 215, I'll probably lock out there. It won't be a very big win, but I just don't have a lot of confidence in the market conditions today that this will keep running. And it's still getting hung up at $2. Right now, this body of this candle is under $2, this 5-minute candle, and then that last candle was under $2, so we're still getting hung up there. Okay, 190 is starting to build us some support. That's what we want to see, is new support being built. See right there, the top of this candle was 190, old resistance trying to turn into new support. I'll go ahead and take this downtrend line off because we already did kind of break that. But we want to see it get over 2 soon. Let's see, 190 just cracked though. See how far this is going to pull back. And 190 still trying to hold though. Still buyers trying to hold it there. Ooh, not a lot though. But we want to see this get over 2 and start holding as $2 start holding as support. This is going to do anything. That's a little sketchy. 190 keeps trying to hold, and all these buyers that keep coming in keep getting taken out pretty quick. So we definitely want to see this 5-minute candle hold over 190. Could pull back down to the 9 though at 183. Got 45 seconds for us to close over 190. Looks like we're going to test it again. Yeah, and then we're right back below 190 again. Got a pretty steep downtrend on the 1 minute. Not that that entirely matters, but I just kind of watch the overall market. That's why I watch the SPY, because the SPY moves exactly with the NASDAQ and the Dow and all that. So, or at least the Dow anyway. See, we did not close over 190, so that's a little concerning. But I mean, I keep an eye on it all. I keep an eye on gold and silver. I keep an eye on cryptocurrencies. Like, I'm always watching everything, keeping an eye. Because you never know. You never know what type of opportunities are going to present themselves. So 190 is starting to act as resistance again on this. That could be it for this stock. If it doesn't get back over 190 here soon. See, let's see something. We got a trend line. We got a big triangle. That's what we got. We got this trend line on the bottom, this uptrend, and then we got this $2 resistance at the top here. So we're in a big triangle right now. Yeah, I know they've got a liquidation plan and all that. But they're going to distribute the proceeds to the shareholders. So while the overall news is negative, there's a possibility with good volume and retail traders pushing this up, thinking they're going to get some type of proceeds from investing in it today. that it could get a push up. This is not, and like I said, the market conditions are not really here. I'm just taking a stab at this. That was just the thought process I could see being behind the upward movement of the stock so far. People buying in to get some of those proceeds or whatever. But yes, I'm aware. I'm aware of the delisting. They're not delisting right this minute. That's why it's a day trade. The overall price action and volume is why I got in this. And like I said, I'm not looking for much out of it. I'm only looking for like up to 215. If we break over 2 again, though, I think we will get to 215. So we're getting up to the tippy of this triangle. This overall triangle here. See, this candle's fixing to close. 5-minute candle. Close over 190. Yeah, we did close over 190. So yeah, we're in the tippy tip here. If it's gonna break 2, it's gonna do it soon. If not, it's gonna dump. Let's see, the bottom of the triangle's on 185. Yeah, we're gonna get a movement on this candle or the next candle. It's gonna be one of the two. Either a breakout or a sell off. Alright, starting to, no, 2 still holding up as some resistance. It almost broke through there, but there it goes. Now it's breaking through 2. And it was starting to move here. Coming up to that high a day. But we didn't make a new high. That's a little concerning. Like I said, now we want to start holding $2 support. Oh, we're going to make a new high here. Boom. New high all the way up at 213. I'm going to put a sell order at 215. See if it pops back up there again, but it may not. That was what I was looking for, was that move. It got up to 213. It wasn't quite where I was looking at. I was wanting to get to 215. So you may try to do it here. Nope, still getting hung up at 210. Well, I'm trying to take profits. I have a sell order there at 215. I want to see if it's at least going to try to push for that. I said I'm not expecting much out of this. $210 is holding up as some resistance. We got a little flag forming on the 1 minute. See, come on, you're almost there. it's trying to get, it's like trying so hard to get that 215. Just need one more little quick push up there. Lock half of this out. Boom, there we go. So there, I got half of it out, and I'm going to hold this other little 50 just on the off chance. Just on the off chance, because everything else is dumping off, that this may try to move a little bit more. Let's see if I can get this last 50 at 225 possibly. Or maybe 220. Well, let's see. It looks like it's going to try to get through 220 here. Yeah, I'm going to take the rest of it here. Because it is getting hung up at 220. So, there you go. Little profit. That's all I was looking for today. Not much. So, I mean, it's 100 shares at $1.97. Made $18.75 in profit. That's a 10% gain. Or like a 9% gain. I'll take it. Wasn't expecting much. So that's what I was looking for. Just that little pop over $2. Why do you guys doubt me so much, DB and One Life? You guys doubt me on these plays. You doubt me. You're like, oh, this stock's delisting. Like, yeah, I know it's delisting. It's not. Like, I'm not trading it because it's delisting. I'm trading it because of this upward movement that it's been having and the volume it's had. And there's literally nothing else going on in the markets besides maybe WKHS. The small caps don't make sense sometimes. Like I said, they're talking about distributing proceeds to shareholders. So that made me think, well, retail traders will probably think, oh, I want a cheap stock that's going to distribute proceeds to shareholders. Let me buy into this. And that's what I was looking at. You traded Rocket? What's Rocket doing today? Ooh, nice. Well, actually, not nice. Rocket's dropped quite a bit since it got up to that new high there. It pulled back because of the market though. But yeah, that's a good trade there on Rocket. Nice bounce off of all this support. A lot of support right there. Yeah, very nice. The SPY must be coming back up. Oh yeah, the SPY's coming back up. So yeah, we may not get that big pullback like I was worried about. Just could have been just a healthy pullback on the SPY. And I'm starting to see a little bit more green now. So traders might come back in. And look at Rocket again. Oh, I got a call. All right, sorry about that, guys. I'm expecting several different calls today, so I might be in and out depending on what happens. Let's see here. LUB is still holding up. It's consolidating sideways right now. Oh no, now it's cracking. I'll say if it holds up 210 support, there could be another move, but just kind of as I expected, that 220 area was going to be probably the highest it would go. SPY still pushing up. See, where's that downtrend at on the SPY? Downtrend's at like 338. So if the SPY can close over 338 today, that'll break that downtrend. So it may not be as crazy as I thought it was going to be. Good morning, Bradley. How you doing today? WKHS still moving, and then Rocket was the other one that was moving up. And pretty much these are, well, this had a good daily chart. Good support there, good bounce. But the SPY is moving in the right direction for these to go up too. How's the big boys been doing? The ones that had all the hype last week, Tesla and Tesla all the way down, bouncing off of the 50-day on the daily. And Apple bouncing as well. So we're just getting some bounces today. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Made a little 9% gain today on LUB. That's pretty much the only trade I'm going to make. Let's see, Codex. Codex bouncing today. Boy, Codex got way down there. So they got an agreement. PEN. Let's see what PEN's doing. That was not on my radar at all. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a nice move. $4 move so far on PEN. Barstool Sportsbook app in Pennsylvania. So this is a gambling stock. Oh yeah, I can see it's a gambling stock. Look there, they got you can see right up here they got a little spades and diamonds and hearts, little cards symbol. Interesting. I don't know anything about this stock other than I just noticed up here that PR. But good move so far on it. Like DraftKings, yeah, that's what I figured. It was something like DraftKings. See, LUB still trying to hold up 210. It did drop, but on the 5-minute, if this candle closes above 210, this still could be more on this because that was that previous high at 209. This is a nice little triangle breakout up here. You still got the downtrends, or not the downtrend. Still got the bottom trend line uptrend at 196 is the bottom. Yeah, I got my gold in the mail. I got the gold and silver and platinum. I got it last week. just never a bad idea if you got, cash is trash. That's how I look at it. Cash is trash. If you've got cash laying around, you might as well put it in something that will hold value or make money. Not really. This is what I expected. I didn't expect, to be a lot. I mean, gold's what, it was like 1900 an ounce. So that's, an ounce is not very much. And a gram, there's 28 grams in an ounce. So 1 gram of gold is not a lot. It's just a little bit. But just for purposes, because the main reason I bought it was just in case, so far in 2020, it's been a crazy year, but just in case it gets really apocalyptic and the US dollar crashes, which I still think is a possibility. I don't know if it'll happen this year, maybe 2-3 years from now, maybe 5-6 years from now, but there's a lot of issues in our economic system that haven't really been addressed properly. And I don't know if they will get addressed properly. We're basically using the Fed to just throw money at the problems. Just keep throwing money at it. And that's the problem. That's where the problem lies. If you just keep printing cash and keep printing cash to throw at the problems, eventually, if those problems aren't solved by throwing cash at it, well, then that shows that cash is actually worthless. So, and then, of course, on a deeper economic level, the more cash you print, the more you devalue the currency, because it's a fiat currency, and fiat currencies so far have never proven to work. Fiat currency is kind of a newer idea, and there's just nothing backing it. There's nothing backing the dollar bill. Like, the only thing backing it is the government, and no matter what side of politics you fall on, you're gonna say the other side of the politics is either dumb or they're bad at their jobs or whatever. So no matter what side you fall on, if you think part of the government is a problem and it's their word that's backing the currency, it's kind of hard to think that the currency can hold up. So I just don't know. I just don't know how much longer, without the real problems being addressed. I just don't know how much longer it can happen. Like, the currency needs to be backed by something. That's like the first issue. Backed by something other than words. Needs to be backed by something with actual value, like when the dollar used to be on the gold standard. We probably really need an actual real crash to kind of reset things, to get the feds out of the way, because the feds printing money and being a private business, like, there's a lot into it. If you don't know about the Fed and what they are and what they do, and you don't understand fiat currencies or value, transferring value from currencies to other valuable assets, you probably want to go study that. Even if you're only interested in day trading, just understanding the economic systems and how they work will give you a better understanding of quite a bit in your life, like credit and all that. How's NKL doing? NKLA. Yeah, nice rebound so far. SPY's getting close to that 338 area. I like that GM invested in NKLA and Nikola. That's pretty interesting. Kind of a major company like GM, and GM's not a bad company. You know, I mean, it's on an overall downtrend, but it has been doing some rebounding the past, I don't know what, 10 years. Kind of been going sideways, but was trying to push up there. Not it's not the greatest company in the world, but it's all right. But that's interesting that they invested in NKLA. Oh, I was wondering why this chart looked weird. There we go. Let's see if anything else is going on. So you like the 41 area? Yeah, you got a good bit of support in that area. Got several moving averages in that area, and then you got this candle where it bounced off of, and then that area was kind of some resistance, and then it broke above that, and it started becoming support. So yeah, that 40-41 area would probably be pretty good support. It's probably not a bad buy-in area. If the market doesn't tank, you know, there's a possibility you could see in NKLA back up in that 70-80 range. I don't want to say 80, but at least in that $75 range, maybe in a month or two. Although this was a big move on this one day. That was let's see, what was that move from 41 to 73, 75? So it can move. You got in and off the news off of 43. That's not bad. That's pretty good entry down here at this bottom. Here's the thing with NKLA and Workhorse. They're both electric trucks, right? Yeah. They're both electric trucks, so they're probably going to be competition for each other. But I could see them continually competing against each other because they're like if all the tractor trailer trucks and the rigs and stuff all across the country and even the world start switching over to EV, you're going to need probably more than one company to supply that many trucks. So I don't see them out competing each other too much. I'd say they'll probably both be pretty good competition, and there probably won't be a whole lot more competition than them two. Nikola's hydrogen. Looking at the info. Well, it's still not fossil fuels. So So because it's not fossil fuels, they'll still compete with each other, even if it is hydrogen compared to EV. I need to look into NKL more. I thought it was an EV truck stock. Hydrogen fueled vehicles. Interesting. That's interesting. It's just the thought. Like I said, I don't know a ton about NKLA other than it's a different source of fuel for trucks, but hydrogen's interesting. I don't know much about the hydrogen engine and how they're making it work. But with EV, you got to charge it, so that means you have to have electricity. If the hydrogen you don't need to charge or anything, which I don't know. I have to look into that. Like I said, I don't know too much about that. That's definitely interesting. Might be a good Traders Lounge live stream to do is look at that. Do a comparison of NKLA with its hydrogen versus Workhorse with its EV. Look at the efficiencies and the mileage that they get. It's not a bad idea to do it like a side-by-side comparison, maybe. Maybe do that Wednesday evening for the Trader Saloon live stream. Hydrogen worked well with Hindenburg. Well, that's a good point, One Life. That's a very good point. But, the technology has advanced quite a bit. They may have made it safer. I mean, look at gasoline. All it takes is one little spark and your car can blow up. So it's not like hydrogen might be worse than gasoline. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying is, technology's advanced quite a bit since Hindenburg. So, it may not be as dangerous now as it was. But like I said, I don't know. I've not looked into hydrogen-fueled vehicles in 2020. It's something I'm not that familiar with. So, who knows? That's what I'm saying. That may be something we do Wednesday evening. We look at it and do a side-by-side comparison. The UPS deal. I would say, here's my thoughts on that, because if Workhorse is, if the hype is around doing a deal with the United States Post Office Service, once again, we're talking about a government. The United States Post Office is not really a free market company. It's kind of, it's government controlled or funded anyway. So very easily, if you're banking on that deal to go through, One Life, I don't know. Like, the U.S. Post Office is in terrible shape. Yeah. Yeah, and Trump's talking about cutting the funding for the post office. Here's the thing, and I actually really agree with this. I don't think we need to fund the United States Post Office. It's not made money in 10 years, and it's getting out competed by FedEx and everything else. Like, let Amazon take over the post office service. If Amazon can deliver packages same day, then I think they could handle the post office. Like, it's not a good idea to have the feds funding the United States Post Office and stuff, because that's the thing, that's the problem. And I'm trying not to get political on this, but it's the problem with our healthcare system and with our college as well. When the government foots the bill for things, there's no competition because they don't have to compete against anybody. When they're they have the government to back them up with cash, and then they don't have to compete. And with no competition, you get no innovation, and you get no reason to try to make money. Hence the reason why all three of those things are failing. So you leave the United States Post Office to the free markets instead of being funded by the government or whatever, and let Amazon take over, or any other company that would take over. But Amazon is really good with delivering stuff, so I think we should. I don't see any problem with it. But like I said, I don't want to get political and get all debaty. But I don't think. I mean, if your argument is we shouldn't privatize the post office, well, your argument right now has no backing because it's failing. It's failing miserably. So, I mean, like, what is your alternative? Better fund it, like. That's all right. I mean, you don't have to agree with me. It's just my opinion. Yeah, I mean, they'll survive because they've got. That's what I said. They've got the backing. They're going to survive anyway. It doesn't matter. But that's the whole reason. That's the whole reason that they don't have a reason to compete, is because they know they will survive. That's the problem. That's where the problem lies. See, we're trading stocks right now, which is completely free market. It's supply and demand. United States Post Office doesn't work off of supply and demand, so there's not going to be any reason for it to move in an upward direction. So privatize it. I mean, like I said, I'm not going to get into all this. I'm not going to get into all this because that's not what my channel's about. This is it's about stocks and stuff. But I'm very free market oriented. So I don't. Here's the thing. Like I said, no matter. Now, Daniel B., I know you don't believe that. Yeah, I know there's no free market. That's the problem. That's where the problem lies. That's what I'm telling you. Is because there's no free market that causes issues. But anyway. But Daniel B., that you say they can make and guarantee delivery on any place in the U.S. I mean, they can, but how many packages and how many letters and how many things get lost in the post office all the time? I mean, we see this all the time. This is not like theory or anything that I'm making up. The USPS is garbage. Like, the joke forever has been, oh, you'll get your mail in 2 to 3 weeks, or that will. I don't know. I I think by making the statement that the rich guarantees well for themselves, I think that's too much of a blanket statement to make. Because, like I said, I don't want to get in there. I don't want to get into all that. We might save that for a trader saloon or something. We can have maybe a political debate some other time, but I'm not going to do it right now. But yeah, let's talk about the stocks. And One Life's right about that. WKHS has been it pretty much was a penny stock for a long time until this recent move. But, sometimes stocks do come from penny stocks and end up being billion-dollar companies, so. I didn't say there was. Who said that? One Life. I didn't say there was a difference. I didn't say anything about Republican or Democrat. Codex is popping up some more. Oh yeah. Codex off of this new PR that's had. The only thing that I don't like about Codex is this stock was a big pump and dump back through here, although it did climb through the bull run we had until this massive sell-off. And if you're looking for a day trade, I think if it hits 10, I don't think it'll break 10 a day, although it may try. See, where's the 9 at? The 9's at 10.59 or 10.59. It may push up to there possibly, but you can see it's getting rejected at 10 right now. Let's see this downtrend. Yeah, the downtrend is there too. You're just going to run into a lot of resistance. That's my only concern. Yeah, One Life is the workhorse expert. He's been on that stock for all over that thing for a long time. Well, not for a long time, but for most of this year. See, I don't know if I'd want to trade Codex if you're looking for a trade on it at this point, because this is a pretty decent run, 820 up to 10 so far. It did build support at that 915 area, so maybe if it pulled back there, but it looks like it may try to break 10. If it doesn't break 10, it'll probably pull back though. But I don't think it's gonna break 10 right at this moment. I think it's gonna have to consolidate, have a bit of a pull back and like curl around, because right now it's been pretty straight up so far. Yeah, I think it's gonna pull back here. It could break, but I just don't think it will. Like the probability of it breaking 10 here is pretty low. Unless it starts flagging maybe. Let me see. Let me go through this list and take things off that aren't doing anything. So LUB selling off. That 220 area was the resistance area. So I'm going to take it off. SPR, nothing there. BBI, nothing there. Nothing there. KCAC, getting a little bounce so far. And this is why I said in the video with Solo, you really want to wait to see sales for this company. Because if it doesn't break this downtrend soon, which it might here in the next day or two. If it doesn't break this downtrend soon and get back over 3, it might get pretty ugly. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Works with a move. No PR though. No PR, and it's going to run into a lot of resistance in this area. And it does have some resistance in this 220 area as well. Don't know why that's running. AUBI. Full global rights. Just going through and looking. Well, let's see. The SPY got rejected at the downtrend. That 338 area. Oof. The SPY doesn't move back up here soon. It could still dump today. This is a nasty little curl over. That 335 doesn't hold up as support. And you may see just an ugly dump down. Alright, well, welcome to the chat, Seabass. And welcome to the channel. Okay, so I have several videos. I actually have quite a bit of videos. I have the day trading playlist. Go watch the videos on there. That will get you a good idea. But the things that you need to know is you need to know volume. So you need to know this stuff right here. This is volume bars. You need to know everything you can know about volume. You need to hopefully. Well, if you're that new, you may not know what you're even looking at right at the moment, but you need to learn candlesticks, which I have a video talking about candlesticks and understanding candlesticks. You need to know price action, which in that video I touch on price action as well. So you might want to write these subjects down. But volume, candlesticks, price action, trends, which I'm actually going to do a video probably this week on trading trends, because I've been trading trend lines a lot lately, especially the downtrend breaks on these triangles. But I'll do it either this week or next week on trading trends. So trends is another thing. Volume and price action is pretty much the most important things. Like learning candles and learning how to use Thinkorswim with charting and all that stuff. Those you'll have to learn. Those are just understanding how to buy and sell. But price action and volume are going to be the biggest things. I trade every week, but no, I'm not. I'm not a full-time day trader. Uh, I'm. I've been doing the small accounts challenge for a year now, and it's been back and forth because of this crazy year we've had. But I do real estate and a lot of different things. Day trading is not my main income. I have other sources of income. But I do trade every day. So you can join the live streams every day. There's a lot. Yeah, low float is important as well. Just learn what float is. But that one, I mean, it is important, but it's not the most important because, sometimes we see stocks make nice moves like WKHS. It's kind of low float, but you got a $4 move so far on WKHS today. And sometimes we see stocks that'll have a little bit bigger floats go on pretty nice rips. But for most of the time, you do want lower float stocks when you're trading, when you're day trading, because they're going to get the fastest moves, the biggest moves. That's what I was thinking. Well, did he get it from the Dumb and Dumber movie? But price action volume, those you definitely want to learn. And then you want to learn about PR. I've got a video in there talking about the types of PR that you want to look for. If you don't know what PR is, that's press releases. Because most of the time you really only want to be trading stocks with good PR. But still, stocks can have good PR and not have volume. So, like I said, volume and price action. Those are the two most important things. And then you just want to learn consistency. You want to learn, your ratios of how much you're willing to risk versus the reward. So risk to reward ratios. There are different patterns and strategies like triangles and U-shapes and flags and all that different stuff. But if you don't know price action and volume and how basic supply and demand works, any strategy or pattern that you try to learn is going to be pretty much useless, because you have to understand price action and volume. You have to understand the dynamics of supply and demand, because people move stocks. Ah, nice. Nice. But if you're 19 and you're already looking into day trading in the stock market, you're on the right path. Stick with that. Learn as much as you can. Learn about the economic systems and all that. It will help you in your life as you move and get older. So you're already ahead of the curve. You're ahead of probably 80% of people your age right now by having an interest in this. So good job. Good job there. You taking the steps to be successful. Because knowledge is power. Knowledge is power, money is power, knowledge is money, and money is power. Yeah, candlestick analysis. As I was saying, you gotta understand candlesticks. You know, and it doesn't hurt to learn what certain candlesticks are, because there's certain candlesticks like inverted hammers, like this guy right here is an inverted hammer, and there's a few other different ones. Dojis. This is a doji. Although they really didn't do anything. Normally they lead to sell-offs, but it didn't here and it didn't here. So that, you know, they can help, but you don't need to learn like every single pattern, like three soldiers, and which three soldiers isn't that bad, but there's a lot of different candlestick actual little patterns and stuff, but they can help. Alright guys, we'll give the stream about 10 more minutes here. If you guys have any questions, suggestions, or ideas, get those in. Oh, support and resistance. That's the thing I've been trying to think of. Support and resistance is very key too. You need to learn support and resistance. DB is joking right now by saying as many possible indicators as possible, but no, the indicators that I use are for support and resistance. I don't use indicator crossovers or none of that nonsense, but they are good for support and resistance. So you definitely want to learn what support and resistance is, and the different types of support and resistance, which I have videos on that as well. Like I said, if you go and check out the day trading playlist, or day trading lesson playlist, there pretty much everything in there is going to give you a really good head start on learning what you need to learn. And then if you have any questions, you can come in the live streams and ask them. Do the live streams pretty much every day that the market is open, and then we started doing a new live stream on Wednesday evenings, and that would be a good one. Yeah, VWAP is a decent one as an indicator. It works as some decent support resistance as well, and you can kind of tell if the stock is bearish or bullish with that. I mean, you really, like, Daniel B will tell you, you don't really need any indicators or anything. Like, if you understand price action, you really don't need anything else. Like, if you have a strong handle on price action and support and resistance, then you don't need a lot of stuff. You can trade naked charts. That's what Daniel B does. He trades naked charts just off of pure price action. But once you learn the price action, if you start incorporating some indicators, like if you like the VWAP and you're using the price action with VWAP, then it can you know, come in handy. Like I said, I use these EMAs on the daily chart up here as support and resistance, and I use this little 9 EMA on the intraday chart. And I don't use the 9 EMA for anything other than just staying in a stock, pretty much. Don't overwhelm them with life. You're getting too crazy. Oh boy, I got all kinds of lines on this chart. I'm gonna get some of these lines off. Well, that one's all right. That's showing where that's previous resistance I had marked there, and you can see it did hold up as resistance. just right now, starting off, learn price action, learn support and resistance, and learn volume. Those three things are probably the most important things. So learn those. You can learn the candlestick patterns and all the indicators and all that stuff later. Right now, your mission, your homework, price action, volume, support and resistance. Learn those three things. Oh, and level 2 in time and sales. It's part of price action. Level 2, this is the level 2, and this is time and sales. Those are part of price action. These are your windows into supply and demand. So those are very important things as well, that will go along with learning price action and support and resistance, because you can see support and resistance on the level 2 as well. So those are important. So those three things: price action, volume, support and resistance, and then level 2 and time and sales will go along with those, because these are your windows into supply and demand to see where the supply of shares are and where the demand of shares are, and it's a good bit. But once you understand those in the charts, then you can start incorporating your other stuff. See, when I learned how to trade, with indicators and the VWAP and all that stuff first before I actually understood price action. And I actually had to deprogram the stuff that I had learned because I didn't quite understand price action. Once it's better as a new trader to learn price action first and then start learning the other stuff. And then you can decide if you want to use indicators as you're learning about them and all that. So that's why I say don't worry about any of that in the beginning. Just support, resistance, volume, price action. Those three things. I've repeated them a lot because I'm trying to make it stick in your head that those are the three most important things. Well, there's a lot of different terms and different things. I'm not sure if I even know what a black pool is. I know dead cat bounce, but black pool, I don't know if I've ever heard of that. That's something. That's something new to me. Oh, SRNE was what I was looking at. SRNE's got a lot of resistance ahead of it. I mean, you got all these indicators right above here. This 722 is a real strong area. Right back across here, all the tops of these candles, strong resistance at 660. So this is not really anything I'd want to touch for a day trade. And then overall, it's on a pretty nasty downtrend at the moment. WKHS breaking out some more here. Up to 226. Dark pools. Oh, okay. I think I know what you're talking about now. I haven't looked too much into dark pools, but yeah, I was gonna say it's some sneaky stuff with the banks. There's a lot of sneaky stuff in the stock market. I mean, there's a lot. Pump and dumps. Just pump and dumps between trading chat rooms and, the dark pools with the bank buying and insider buying. And there's a lot of nonsense loopholes that you can do with banks to for real estate and investing for your capital gains and moving money around. There's a whole lot of different things that are, pretty crazy. I have a video on the dark truth of the stock market, which I didn't touch on everything, but I touched on some stuff to give you an idea of it's not all rainbows and unicorn farts in the stock market. This is a money game, and any game that is money, there's going to be some unsavoriness to it. So, I mean, there is a lot of money to be made, but there's also a lot of money to be lost. Contrary to what the Facebook ads and YouTube ads of these traders on there saying, "Oh, look at all my money and look at my car. Look how great the stock market is. It's fantastic. You don't know what you're doing, but here, take all your life savings and throw it in and do what I tell you to do, and you'll be fine." Yeah, that's not real. That's not real whatsoever. Yeah, pretty much what One Life said. It's like Wolf of Wall Street. Wolf of Wall Street was a good... Wolf of Wall Street and The Big Short were kind of good little windows into some of the darkness into the stock market. I don't think it's quite as extravagant as that anymore, as One Life saying. I'm sure it is still in Wall Street, but it's just not the 80s anymore. Yeah, be ahead of the dump. Exactly. So... Just know it's not as glorious and as crazy as the gurus will have you believe. That's why I don't claim to be a guru or anything like that. I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy with a YouTube channel who likes stocks. I like trading stocks and day trading. I like trading them long term. I just like the stock market. But I'm just a guy. I'm not a magical healing guru that can show you the way. I'm not Guru Pika, Black Monday is a stock market show. If it's a stock market show, I'll definitely check it out. I'm always wanting to watch stock market shows and stuff. I'll keep an eye out for it. It's on Showtime? Okay. Well, alright, guys. I'm going to call it a day. Appreciate everybody joining me as always. We will be back tomorrow. So you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe out there. Until next time.